Hi, this is Reese from Creatacrm, and today I'm going to be showing you how you can use the job management system inside of Creator. Now with Creator, we have the ability to go from jobs, from quotes to jobs, sales and purchase orders inside of jobs, and then send them as invoices. Now the great thing about this, we have a number of elements that we can do to manage jobs. You've got job organizers, which is pretty cool there. We can view jobs on project Gantt views, and we have an interactive system that you're able to drag and drop jobs on a Gantt view and do a start and end date, and even manage and print the Gantt views out for your management teams as well. We have other things like we can view jobs on job calendars. Now we'll show you how that is, but that's fantastic, where you're able to drag and drop into a calendar that automatically creates an activity on that job. So you have the ability to schedule activities for your reps and your technicians, who will be able to get that activity of the job and the detail of the job on their calendar. For example, it syncs to Office 365. Now from that we'll be able to send jobs to your accountancy system. So that helps people as you are now going through doing jobs. You can actually send different items of that job or time billing back to the accountancy system. So we'll show you how that looks like as well. So now let's see how we can actually move from the quotes to jobs. Now what we have here is that we have the tools drop down menu here, and we can actually export this quote to either a job or a project. So we're going to go to project. That means that all these items in the actual quote will be sent as a project, links it to a project, but it creates multiple jobs for each of the items there. So each item will be a job, for example. So let's click on this button and click on to project. Now we're just going to fill in the details here. So quote for the demo itself, it's got our details, and this is going to create a project, but it's going to have a list of jobs when I go save and close here. So from that you now have a group of jobs that are here, 4 jobs that are connected to my system that you can actually have. Okay, now we've got them in a project. Next thing we want to do is we've got all these lists of jobs where we can actually start managing when we can do these particular jobs. So you can click on the drop down menu and go to the Gantt view, and then it goes into the Gantt view where all the jobs are going through. Now what we can do is we can actually just now start to move the dates on them. So we're just going to change this to just a week view, and we're going to actually start to slide them to certain days. So I'm going to start this on Monday, and we'll make it just a few days, to be honest. So that's just getting ourselves setting up the demo itself, and then we'll just drag and drop all the different elements in here. So we can actually go, once we actually start the demo, we can then go, well, this will start, and move it to next stage. We'll go into the system here, and we then drag and drop. So we can actually just go through and go, okay, this is monthly, so that's not it. So we want to do the training after the setup demo, and we'll move that to here, and we'll move this next week. So you're getting the picture where you can actually start to move the system where we go, well, that goes into here. Okay, so we've now just organized the jobs and the particular process that we need to do from start to finish. That's the first way where you can actually start to schedule the jobs for particular dates in your Gantt view, and show the logical way where you can do that. Now you can actually go to those particular jobs and have a view what they are, and just detailed description what they are, and then see what activities, what elements you need for this job as well. Now, the next thing you can do, for example, as you can see here, you can actually assign the particular people to the job. You can click on Edit here, and then you can start assigning the job to particular people in your organization. As I go through, I can actually start going through and selecting it to each one of the members in here. Lincoln as well. and we pick on Matt for the last job. So from there, it just saves and assigns to the particular consultant who will be doing this job. So that's pretty much in the Gantt view how you can manage your job. Okay, the next thing we're going to do is that we're going to actually now look at how busy each of the consultants is as well. Now, there are different Gantt charts you can do, and you can have an overview Gantt chart of everything. But what we have found with making it easy for people to organize their consultants, we're going to click on the job organizer. The job organizer is just all the jobs that are in, and at the moment, every time you create a job, it goes from assigned to not assigned. Okay, so what we can do here, we can drag and drop the particular job into process. So I can drag it here and drag it here. So what that means is that when I drag it here, we have workflow modules that can email Lincoln that there's a job assigned to him and he can do it in process. Also, we have things where we can order these particular elements to say what's the most important thing to do, and so when he looks at his jobs, he can straight away look at the jobs that are in progress, and then said, okay, these are the jobs that I'm doing. As you can see, your other stages that you guys can customize that can have on holds, pending sign off, all these different processes that you will be able to design, and then say, look, I can start this job and it will be activated for Lincoln to do the job. So same with Josh, we can go back in here and see his particular tasks, or called jobs, and we can actually say for this demo I can then order it to be up to this stage. So that kind of helps the technicians, if they are just constantly doing jobs, they have a trigger to do that. Now obviously you got the calendars, that the Gantt chart calendars are there to help you to do a start and end date. The job organizer is there to actually help you order jobs on queue. Now the next thing we can do is actually use the calendar system to manage your organizations and your jobs. Now what we have here is a job calendar section. Now what this gives you is the ability is to list all the jobs that do not have an activity to it, meaning there's no time on this particular activity. Now it displays it here. Now at the moment I've just filtered just on jobs, but you can actually see all the different projects that are connected to this job. It's a great big list of all the activities that are actually not being closed off or have no time on them in itself. So you have the ability just to see, let's say, Joshua's calendar here. I can actually add other people in the calendar like Lincoln, and actually displays simultaneously a time view of their calendar. So you can see how busy they are or not. For example, you can go to certain dates in here and see the particular activity. So it actually sees the activities that they're doing, but also with this little briefcase there showing you that they've got a job, and you can click open and close those particular jobs. So we're going to go back to the day that we want to schedule the job. Now I know that this is for the example we've done Gantt charts on there and scheduled them up and so forth, but this is giving you another example of what you can do to just drag and drop the jobs onto people's calendars. So go along here and you can drag and drop, let's say, grab this particular one, and we're going to give it to Josh, and I'm going to put it on Monday afternoon, and I'll put it along here and put it Monday afternoon. It'll take a few hours to do that, for example. So you can move around the calendar, and now highlights in blue. Now what it also does, it creates an activity. So what I can do now is I can hover that job on the job calendar and actually also open the activity. So this actually creates an activity on Josh and schedules for him, but also actually connects to the job itself. So you'll be able to look at the billing in here and see it's connected to the job section, but more importantly is put on the job calendar. So what that can do is actually, if he's actually on the road, he's able to actually get that job onto his calendar, so it will be scheduled for his day for those 3 hours. So you can do other things here. We're just going to grab the other jobs here and just actually I'll drag it there, and we're going to choose the next day, the 12th. He's going to just do the demo. And he's got demo for the whole day. And we're going to do things, we're going to add, let's say, Lincoln onto the calendar. We'll take Josh off the calendar, for example, here. Remove Josh off the calendar, put Lincoln on the calendar. And we could probably just let's check and have all projects in the database and see what he can do. So I'm going to click on all projects on there. And what I can do is look at all the projects holistically and just see what is on all the different jobs that have been assigned. And I can drag and drop this one into his calendar. Just expand the days. And do the same with the demo. So you can do it both at the same time. Now we're going to look at the other elements of Creator, is that we can actually send jobs into your accountancy systems and manage the purchase orders and so forth. So we're going to now go to the MYOB integration that we have for jobs, and as you can see here, you can actually have all your MYOB jobs that sync across. For example, when you click on MYOB, you have a lot of integration in this section. For example, MYOB jobs get synced across. Now, as you can see here, you'll be able to see that the jobs that have been created in MYOB as jobs will automatically link into Creator and vice versa. So let's go back to the job calendar. And so let's open a job and let's have a look at the jobs and how we integrate the jobs into the accountancy system in itself. So notice here with the MYOB here, you can have purchase orders along here. You can have particular elements of purchase orders or expenses that you have on jobs, and then you can look at your job items here. Now, probably go backwards of one step just to see a particular job that has more information in here. So you can see here that in this particular area that we've got all these job items that have been needed from a particular quote, and you can see here that the ones that are highlighted in yellow have been sent, and the syllable items still have not been purchased. But if you actually look at the MYOB side of the fence, you can see a lot of other purchases from the accountancy system. So you can actually have two worlds connect with each other. So you can have, for example, our friends, which are the accountants, the ladies, probably in the office, creating items and purchase items that are on the job through MYOB. That gets synced back up into Creator, and the person that's in the job, that's the technician, he can still buy elements and purchase order particular items and go through MYOB and raise purchase orders for the ladies to actually send out, and they can still send emails. The guys can still run the jobs and send this to the suppliers on the cloud as well. So let's show you what we can do here. So we're going to go to a particular job. We're just going to create a new item, and I'm just going to say, look, we're going to have to buy a another D70 handset. Now you can see we've got in stock 19,447. So we do mimic the exact same features of MYOB for you on this particular area, and other accountancy systems we're working towards doing that as well. So you can actually see, hey, I've got 14,000 items in stock, I'm a technician on the road, beauty. I will then send that out to the purchase order and reserve a few things there. So I'm going to take about 20 of those phones in here and save and close. And then I'm just going to right now, therefore, I'm going to send it a purchase order to send out and send it to the suppliers, because I'm on the road and I just need to get that done. So I create the order, and that's going to send it to the supplier, and it's going to mark it off and reserve that, take 20 items off the stock that's inside of MYOB. So you can see it's been done. Then you see the costings of the particular items that you've sent across again into MYOB. So that is very, very closely how we can integrate inside of MYOB and on the jobs. And so you can see from here, we've got from the start, we have gone from quote, we've done jobs, we've managed the jobs through a number of elements of our project, which is project management, through job organizer, through the Gantt chart, and their calendar, and we can actually send jobs and send orders and purchase orders and sales orders to Invoices through your accountancy system. So I hope that helped. There's a lot of information there as it goes through, but that gives you a bit of a whole view of our job management system that kind of integrates in a lot of areas to accountancy systems, to your Office 365 and calendars, and it helps your staff really manage jobs inside of Creator. If there's any questions you have, please give us a call and happy to help you. Thanks.